the sustainable voice, bringing you big successes from small places worldwide.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sustainable Voice. Leigh, how are you?
I'm fabulous, doing great, Ashish.
We got some really beautiful people on this podcast today.
Yes,
we
we
got
do.
two people. Well, I mean, look at this. We can't hold it against them because they went to ASU, but they really
I
are
know. I
beautiful.
really should change my glasses. Actually, I just realized this
Oh,
is the
no.
wrong color to wear on this podcast.
No. Oh
I got,
no,
like,
it's
It is? No, isn't that the right color for
No, the
ASU?
UVA color.
Don't
That's
encourage her,
totally a
Leigh. Don't
traitor.
encourage her.
Traitor.
Don't encourage her. No. Well, while she's looking for the dark blue, perfect U of A glasses, U of A, dark blue, awesome.
Black.
Well,
Black is my soul.
while we get started here, as you guys can tell, we have a pretty fun episode lined up here. So, McKenzie, Susan, World, meet McKenzie and Susan.
Hi.
So, this is one of the most successful mother-daughter duos in the travel space, and we've been talking about having them on this podcast because I'm a second-generation family business as well. And, we talk about family travel, we talk about global citizens. And McKenzie, show us you have this really cool tattoo on your arm that I really, really love. Can you show us that
Which
tattoo
one?
real quick?
This one?
Yes, that one. That's the one. I love that tattoo.
Thank
So
you.
I noticed it right away. And it was one of the things where we've talked for a while. And then all of a sudden we were at a conference in August. And I was like, you know what? You guys should be on our podcast. You guys should be here. You guys are setting the world on fire. We should be on here. And, let alone here we are. And truth be told, first time I ran into Susan, I'm like, so I heard you went to U of A. She goes, oh, no, I didn't. I did not go to Arizona. So I would normally say open mouth, insert foot, but I was really proud to tell somebody who went to ASU that they should have gone to U of A.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It's so funny. We're so bad because my husband's a native of Arizona, and so he's always like, even if our kids wanted to go to U of A, they grew up here going, no. And I was
Isn't that illegal by booster standards? Haven't you guys watched The Blind Side? Come on.
Yeah, I'm sure that is. I'm sure, yeah. Our tax dollars do help you. So, but my husband always said that, we should probably say he's always like, we flushed twice for Tucson. I'm like, Jen Green. So,
okay, you know what? That's it. I know members of the NCAA that listen to this podcast. NCAA, they're both here. Come get them. They're right here. Come get them. All right.
I know. So, our favorite game of the year is the ASU U of A football game. I think the Territorial Cup is just so fun because it doesn't matter if U of A is great that year or ASU is great that year. It's just the most fun game. We've gone to it. We watch it. It just is so fun to watch, and it just is watching everyone's face and all that stuff. So it's a fun rivalry because I grew up in the Big Ten world, and Big Ten, a lot of those towns, that's all they have. And then you come out here, and when I went to ASU, it was like, I don't care if I go to the game. And I'm like, you don't care if you go to the game? Like that, what? And so then to have this rivalry was just, it made it really, really fun. And that's where, my husband grew up here, and he's like, we didn't have any sports except for the Suns, and then it was, ASU, and now we have national sports. But yeah, so it's a fun rivalry. And Arizona is one of those states that while it's large, it's small.
Yeah,
we really only have two big cities, and then we have Flagstaff,
and then we have a town called Nowhere, Arizona.
And why? We have
there's
why,
a town called Nowhere.
Yeah. So it's just some kind of a funny place. So it just feels like it's kind of a small town with a big town options. So
Okay,
yeah, so it's fun.
Hang on. So Leigh, how did Leigh's daughters went to Clemson? They're better than all of us.
Oh,
so
yeah, they are.
how did
Tigers.
How
Isn't
did
that orange? That's orange. That'd be a hard color to wear, though.
Wow.
It is a hard color to wear.
Yeah,
and
no,
it's a hard color to wear.
I'm an autumn. I can't wear orange. So, but you get white. So you do get white.
And it's really nuanced too. If you get the wrong color of orange, that you will be shamed. And also, there are people, it's tigers, but leopard print's really popular, but they make a big joke about people who show up in their leopard print stuff thinking they're representing, but really they're
You're
in
like,
leopard
wrong
print,
animal.
not tiger print. Wrong animal. Sorry,
That's so funny.
Ashish, we've derailed here.
Oh no, this happened a lot longer. I mean, it took longer to derail than I thought it would. poor Mackenzie is like, why
Yeah,
am
she's
I
got
on
to
this?
stop talking.
She's like, why am I on this podcast? What am I even doing here? Wait, so before I get to you, Mackenzie, I have a question for Leigh. Who is Clemson's biggest rival? Is it Auburn, or who's the biggest rival?
Well, no. USC, so University of South Carolina, the Gamecocks. So it's the same as Arizona State and yeah.
I think
It's that
everybody
in-state rivalry.
I think everybody here agrees that we're not South Carolina fans, right?
Right.
Okay, cool. We're with you, Leigh. We're all with
Yeah.
The good news is we don't care about that.
All right.
you.
So
Yeah.
we'll go for you always.
Yeah.
Anybody with a team named after that? No.
Right. I feel really sorry for them.
It's almost as bad as a Bruin.
Yes.
Really sorry for them.
Just saying. So, Mackenzie, the $1 million question for you. How did you get suckered? I mean, how did you end up going to ASU?
Fun fact, did not go to ASU. I'm a beauty school dropout.
You're the smart one.
A beauty school dropout. The smartest one of all.
You're the only one of us who isn't in debt.
Yeah.
No, I'm in debt. Yeah.
You actually
No,
do sign like a document. They're like, even if you don't go, you still pay.
Wow.
Yeah, they're good
Oh, yeah.
at that.
No kidding.
yeah, I'm full of useless skills, and
Oh no, they're not useless.
The
Look how
way,
you
as
look.
good as you look in this podcast,
Yeah.
clearly not. First of all,
Well,
and
they're
secondly,
really
yeah,
good skills.
and secondly, how well your business is doing, I would beg to differ because you guys are killing it right now. So I would beg.
thank
to
you.
differ. So there's that. So all right, let's jump into this. Right. So I'm a second generation business. Leigh has actually known me since my father was around, and actually we tried recording an episode of this while my father was passing away, which became virtually impossible. One of the first episodes that Leigh and I did together very early on was telling his story,
Wow.
what his life was like, and the biography. One of the things that you always read about is generational businesses, that as each generation gets involved, it starts becoming harder and harder to get successful. And I want to throw something out at you guys and tell me what you think about this, okay? I read, I think it was Warren Buffett, or it might have been someone, but I think it was him, who basically said that each generation has it better than the previous until one generation F's it up for everybody.
Yep.
And then you're starting back at the Stone Age. Mackenzie, what do you think about that?
It's actually one of my biggest fears.
What? I'm not afraid of that at all.
Thank you.
Dr.
Love
Phil
the
in the
faith.
house. Dr. Phil in the house. All right, cool. Please express.
So I'm a big time perfectionist. So that is very counterintuitive when it comes to being successful and delegating the right time management to things. And then also knowing where the perfectionism should fit in and where it doesn't. So my fear is not figuring that out. Yeah, and totally ruining what she's set up. I don't think she's ever going to retire, so I don't feel like I should be worried, but
Well, I mean, this, a lot of... Leigh, did your daughter have similar fears when she started out in her career? Did she have similar fears about failing, or was she pretty much... I mean, your daughter's some of the most confident people I've ever met.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, I mean, I think, imposter syndrome, right? That's a real thing, especially I think with my daughters and Mackenzie's generation. There's just, they seem to be, but I don't know. Sometimes feel like I have imposter syndrome too. So, I mean, I guess everybody does, but yeah, I think it's a normal thing to feel.
Leave it to the Tar Heel to say the smartest thing out of all of us.
Yeah.
I mean...
I was going to say, I just hung out with, 5,000 people, and I walked around going, why am I here? I mean,
I do that
all
every day.
struggle with feeling adequate at times, where we feel like we're not up to par, and comparison's never going to work for us. I constantly tell Mackenzie, I want your personality, who you are, to shine and not be just me. And yet, there's a part of our business that you have to do that is just, you have to do it this way. Like you have to follow the rules. And we are similar, and yet we are very different personalities. So, but I think if there's one thing that I really would love for her to feel the freedom is for her to feel the freedom to be herself. And so we've been learning, like, even our little vignettes we've been doing with this comedy little...
Oh, those are so funny, by the way.
Thank you.
So... Leigh, you got to check out their...
Right?
You got to check them out on
really
social media.
Creative. And I'm like, I'll do anything. But like, I don't think that way. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm like very logical. I like spreadsheets. I like, sit down. And she's like, let's do this. And I'm like, now. And so she's really good at that. And I'm like, how do I let her shine? But I'll follow along. And so she's really been, I'm trying to do that in all aspects of it. And yet we still have to make sales. We still have payroll. We still have jobs to do and stuff like that. And so I think it's a fine balance of how do you find that in any employee, but especially with someone that you are intimately involved with, that is your daughter, that is your child, that works with you, that sits at a table next to you, and try to have them learn from you. And I think that's a fine line sometimes.
So sidebar on this, Leigh, you got to check out their social media. These reels that they do, they dub over voices from different things to talk to each other. I am in stitches every time I watch it. I mean,
where do we find you? What's your social media? McKenzie, is this all you? Are you the social media queen?
Yeah. She's very funny. I do appreciate that she's not been embarrassed to do anything.
We are Susan's Travel Services.
But on TikTok, it's at Susan's Travel.
That's the one.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Oh my You're welcome. Well, I want to talk about this imposter syndrome because I remember when I joined the business. And I'm going to ask you guys McKenzie, how you got in. Oh, that dog must have gone to U of A telling, hey, ASU girls, stop.
It's 3 dogs. It's 3 dogs, and I'm sure
for those who can't see, Susan has walked away. Susan has left the building.
Susan has left it.
And here she is. Dogs at our house, and my mom's dogs they're like U of A dogs. They just bark.
Yeah, ASU fans always get up and walk away at the wrong time. It's like that slow clap.
They take care of things. That's what they do. They just take care of everything.
Is that what happened behind you on that little bag at the bottom there? Is that what happened there?
Is that virtuoso stuff?
That's all the virtuoso stuff.
Look at Mackenzie's background. Look how polished this is.
That was my office, by the way.
It was my childhood bedroom first.
So again, ASU fans crouching on people's territory. Again, here we go. McKenzie, I pray for you.
Thank you.
I did get her a desk, though. I was very proud of that. That just happened, by the way, like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. I was sitting at a card table. I was like, I probably should get her a real desk. She has a real desk at her office, but she'd sit here at a card table. I'm like, oh, that's right. She works for me. I should probably get her a desk.
Mackenzie, it's okay. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay. Those things, logical brain just doesn't think.
Well, we talked about this, and Susan, you were like me because I love physics as well. Yeah. Though we are nothing alike at all. But no, just kidding. No, because I'm a big physics fan. My son is at the University of Florida right now, and I went to him and said, you know how hard it is to buy orange stuff for University of Florida when I went to University of Arizona?
Yeah,
just wanted to say that. But I had a question for you, for both of you actually. Susan, how did you get McKenzie involved? And McKenzie, you're the one that initiated it?
No.
Oh, okay. Tell me how this started. Tell me how. I would love to hear this.
So I started my business before I had McKenzie. McKenzie's 28, so I started this in 1995. And I had done it part-time when the kids were little. And about 4 years ago, I at this time was doing a lot of destination weddings. And McKenzie was in between jobs. And I looked at her and said, hey, would you like to be on hold? I'll pay you to be on hold. And this is right at the end of COVID where you'd be on hold for like 4 hours.
Yep.
I mean, one of them, I was joking with like a train company where you listen to the train for 4 hours. And you're like, you can't do anything. You can't go to the restroom. You can't get anything else done. And she's like, sure. I was like, I'll pay you like $15 an hour just to sit on hold. And so it kind of started that way. I mean, Kenzie, is that what you would say?
No.
Wow! This is like a newlywed game. Okay, which square do you choose? Right one.
He gets fired almost every day.
It's a completely different recollection.
This is you ask two people for the same question. They both choose different colors. And they fail the game.
And I am always right. So.
All right, Mackenzie, let's hear the truth.
Okay.
Sundown have a habit of going in left field. So go ahead, let's hear the truth.
So it was actually during COVID. She had her own podcast.
Oh, that's right.
And it started with,
I forgot.
I was on furlough. I was a supervisor in retail. I was furloughed. And she was like, are you bored? Do you want to edit my podcast? Because I was always into media, hence the social media. And I was like, sure, whatever. So it would be like, I'd edit for 4 hours a week or something like that. And then she was like, well, if you want to make extra money, like, would you mind just calling Royal Caribbean and saying you're Susan? Just tell them, this is what you need to say just take care of that for me. And slowly she'd build it up.
That's
so
right.
She kind of trapped me. So by the time I could have gone back to work, she was like, do you want to just work for me full time? And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Hung up the apron.
Wow.
And that's how it happened. It was a little bit more schemey than that.
It
what
was.
she said.
Yeah,
So
I forgot about my podcast.
This is what we mothers do. We're schemy that way if we can keep our children close.
Aw.
You know, I had to really see, I really didn't want to ruin a relationship.
Okay.
And I think that's really important.
Well, as Dr. Phil would say, tell me more.
I really didn't want it to be, I know I'm a big personality and so is McKenzie, but I really wanted it to be a place where she did want to be, not just a place where she made money. And I can't say that every job, I mean, I've told my kids since they were little, every job is a job, but hopefully you do something that you love so that you have moments that you love. But every job is still a job, so you're not going to like it every day. So hopefully you like part of it, so you get paid well. But I didn't want it to be something where she's like, well, I guess I'm just stuck working for mom because I get paid. Because I'm like, hey, if you want to do something else, let's go do something else. But I said, maybe this could feed, maybe you'd really like this. So we kind of just started to, I was like, I asked her, like, do you still like this? Is this something that you like? What are we looking? And I try to find things that I felt like really fit her skill. And we do really have, between the two of us, we do kind of have, some of us have very different skill sets in this business. You know, we are both outgoing. Like McKenzie's amazing with vendors. She's really good with clients.
And Susan's not. Just kidding. That's my skill set.
Yeah, I yell all day long. And so I needed someone to really help me. No, but I mean, she's just, so I was like trying to understand, like, okay, but like, I love getting leads. Like, I have no trouble walking up to a stranger and asking them, like, where are you going on travel? Mackenzie's like, I mean, our biggest joke is, I'm like, so you're going to have to call them. She's like, oh no, I'm not going to.
I can do it on chat. I already took care of it.
There's chat, right? I can do chat. And I'm like, no, you have to call. No, I'm not.
No, it's already done.
Yeah.
I did it.
McKenzie, are you a millennial or a Gen Z?
Hey,
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Leigh, go ahead, Leigh.
yeah, no, that's what I wondered, because that is like a true phenomenon. It's not just you, McKenzie, but what is it about, what is that about your generation that you don't want to pick up the phone? Because my daughters are the same way, and a lot of young people I work with, they'll email me or they'll text me all day long, but if I ask them to call me, it's like, you know.
I was going to ask the exact same thing that Leigh just asked.
So no judgment on you. I really do think it's like it's just your generation, you know.
Yeah.
Only Arizona Wildcats judge people. Just saying.
So depending on who you ask, I was born at the very end of 96, so I'm either the youngest of millennials or the oldest of Gen Z. So some people say it was 97 is Gen Z, some people say 96 is Gen Z, so I'm a zillennial or whatever. And I think part of it is being on chat, I can multitask. If I have to hear you, like, it's a senses thing. If I have to like hear you on the phone and like listen for a response, I can't do anything else. But if I have chat open on the other window and I'm just waiting for somebody to get back to me and it'll notify me and then I can read it, I can switch back and forth between tasks. And I also don't like being put on the spot.
No.
I have time to think about what I need to say. I can formulate it, make sure it makes sense before I word vomit on somebody.
You get very nervous when you're on the phone. You're like, what are they asking?
I have no clue. I'll call back later.
Yeah, she'll be like, oh, okay, I'll call you back. Bye.
In a frightening way, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Thank you.
And I was like, and I had to understand that because at first I'm like, no, get on the freaking phone.
They're getting mad that I'm confused.
And I'm like, no. And for me, it's so like, I learned so much by phone. I'm such a verbal learner. I like to I want to call you. We just did this yesterday with someone we met at Travel Week where I'm like, okay, I said to her, we're going to pick 5 companies that we're going to invest in. You pick 5, I pick 5. We're going to talk about, and I want to physically see them. I want to talk to them. And Mackenzie's like,
this could have been an email.
I'm like, what? Like, it's just so different. And some of it's the brain. I think the way that we process, like, Mackenzie can do 14 things at once. She loves, it took me forever to get 2 screens on my computer. Up here, I was like, and her biggest hang up is when I'm like, I'll do something and I watch her, like, she wants to take over my mouse because I go too slow. You know, she's like,
insert Sun Devil joke right here.
she'll be like, "Oh my God, Mom, you can really just drag that photo over." And I'm like,
Just
"I'm
press
good
command.
with the way that I
Just
do
press
it."
Command K. Just
Yeah.
press Command K.
Yeah. Yeah. So she'll tell me stuff, but I'll sit there
What's
and go,
Command K? Wait, teach me. What's Command K?
So if you want to hyperlink something instead of just paste the full long link, so like if you, for example, if somebody says click the link here and you click on here, they've hyperlinked that word. So if you highlight the word and you press Command K, you can paste the word, the link into it, and then it's a clickable link, but it just says here.
Shut the front door. I didn't know.
it is kind of
I
nice
didn't
to
know
have a
that. I mean, I
millennial
know
on
how
your
to
team.
do a hyperlink. I just didn't know that. I didn't know that
Oh
shortcut. I love
no.
it.
Yeah.
If you go the
Command
slow
K.
way and she's sitting behind you, be prepared because you're gonna be made fun of. She'll start laughing and you're like, "Hey,
You're
who
judging me.
ran this business, girl?" And that's what I start doing.
And
But
what year is it, Mom?
yeah, that's what you get. And so you have to learn. I think that's part of it is you have to know what you're good at and what she's good at. And I think if I look at like what we've learned over 4 years and what has helped is me going, I love having Mackenzie's perspective and how she does stuff. She has helped us. I would say this year, she has helped us grow the most. Like, here's a great example, sustainability. I say, wow, that's great. I like to recycle. Would I book a trip based on it? And she's like, how dare you? And so we
Word,
joke about
McKenzie.
it, right?
Word.
Yeah. But then she'll start sharing more with me, and I'm like, thank you for giving me a better perspective. Thank you for helping me see some. Instead of me going, no, I don't care. I have to learn to listen. And I think the same comes from her, and you could probably share that, is me going, hey, you got to do it the hard way. You gotta just call these people on the phone, and you just got to go, I'm sorry, I forgot to call you yesterday. I've done that over the years hundreds of times. I meant to call you. Here's your quote. It went up $50, whatever. And then, let them be angry. Let them sit. And she's like, oh, I don't know how to do that. And I'm like, I think we learn a lot from each other that way.
Yep.
But
yeah, it makes sense. It's funny. You said that Mackenzie was between jobs. She had been furloughed, and that's actually I've heard that more often than not. I was working for a financial firm out in Arizona actually, and this was right around the time of 9/11. And it was just it ended up really just the job wasn't fun anymore. I was already starting to lose
well, it was
patience
probably
with
in
it anyway.
Tucson though, right?
No, I was in Scottsdale. I was in Scottsdale. All the money is in Tucson. The people who want the money live in Phoenix. Yeah.
Man.
Where? So.
Hey. Some of us live in Phoenix, okay?
Sorry, Mackenzie.
We live in Cave Creek.
It was a gift.
Cave Creek is not Phoenix. Cave Creek is basically the valley. That's like
I was handed this house, so
You
okay,
were.
I am a little lucky. But if I didn't
A
have
little?
if I didn't have a choice and was paying, for my own way, thanks, Mom, I'd be in Phoenix.
Where in Cave Creek are you, by the way? Like, what are you near Desert Mountain, that area?
Desert Ridge, yeah.
Desert Ridge, yeah. I know exactly where that is. I know
Yeah.
exactly where that is. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's like, right, Tatum Ranch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So you're not far from Tonto Hills, that area, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll tell you why, because I was between jobs. I decided to leave finance, and I was going to come work for a financial firm here. I didn't want to be in travel. I was the one. I told my father at 17, I want nothing to do with this business. I want my own name.
Yeah.
I want my own identity, my own name, and everything else and whatnot. So he's like, just come with me to India. I'm like, no. And there was a whole transition. Tell me, I don't know, Mackenzie, if you did this, but I did this with my father, because my father and I were very alike, which means we kept, nonstop.
Yeah.
So one day I sat down with him, and my biggest pet peeve was getting special treatment, right? Because I my biggest pet peeve. So I remember I wrote a half-written letter of resignation to my father, and I handed it to him, and I said, the minute I get any kind of treatment where where the most isn't expected of me, the other half gets filled out. And I left it at that. And it was from there. I say that only because what you said, Mackenzie, in the part, and what you're saying as well, like she was furloughed, you're between jobs. The pandemic was your version of, that was probably the first real challenge, global challenge that your generation has faced. Susan, Leigh, and I have been through the 2008 collapse, 9/11, like at the forefront of it, right, in terms of navigating it. So what's really cool about this is that you guys have come out of it stronger, and you have an identity to yourself that's there. So this brings me to a really cool question for you, which is, what is the most fun you've had? Give me a moment where you guys just kind of laughed and both of you were like, I am so glad we're here. I'm so glad we're here together. Like, you were just laughing and there was something like it was a massive high five. What was that moment?
You go, friends. What do you think?
I think actually Virtuoso Travel Weeks are always fun with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
We're very different in what we like to do at Travel Week.
Spill the beans. What does she like to do? Spill the beans. Come on.
So, Susan's been gifted somebody nicknamed Susan the party and nicknamed me the after party.
I like to go to bed at about 8:30. Which
So,
you can't do at Travel Week, but I do like to go to bed about 8:30, or at least lay in bed at 8:30. And that is not.
Someone was detected at your front door.
In case you're wondering, someone is detected at my front door.
That's a U of A grant at your front door saying, get out.
I am sure that is.
But so the fun thing is we like to make fun of ourselves. And so, especially at this last Travel Week, when we started making the TikToks and the funny reels, it was just a lot of fun to laugh. And I don't know, just making fun of ourselves has always been something I think is a strength to have. I think if you can't laugh at yourself, you're probably miserable.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's honestly my favorite part of working with her, is that we can make fun of ourselves. She fires me every single day.
I love it. I love it. And you still show up for more.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I fire
How many
her.
times have you been fired at this point?
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Says it all.
I'm telling you,
Hundreds.
every day I'm like, you're fired. I fired myself before. But
Yeah.
Mackenzie,
I would say-
next time Susan does that, you got to say, what are you doing here? The
Yeah.
next day, go, what are you doing here?
I should do it. I told you. I told her, I go, someday I'm actually going to fire you, and you're going to be like, be like, no, I'm serious. We started about 3 years ago. We're going to start up again, or 2 years ago, we started doing Feel Good Friday, and we started doing lip syncs. And it just
Wait. Back up. What was Feel Good Friday about?
So my other daughter, my middle daughter, worked for me for a while as an assistant. She decided then she didn't like to talk to people. And I said, well, then you can't work here. She goes, okay. She would get really, really irritated. And I was like, okay, that's coming out on people. But during this time, the two of them were downstairs and this fun song came on. I can't even remember what it was. And I was like, you guys need to come up here and we need to go do a fun, and I just literally said, okay, you're going to duck. And when the song comes on, I want you to jump up. And they both looked at me like, what? And then we just started it. And we started doing it every Friday. And I said, it's called Feel Good Friday. And we have people that are like, hey, can we be on your Feel Good Friday?
That's
and so
awesome.
We have not done it in like 6 months.
It's overdue.
And I think it goes back to what you said, Kenz, which is we laugh a lot. The thing is, life is hard, work is hard, and if you can't laugh, and you have to be able to laugh at yourself. I want to learn to be a better human being. I want to learn to be a better mom, a better wife, a better daughter. And some of that, your introspectiveness comes when you can laugh at who you are and learn to be better at who you are. And you only do that by being able to embrace that. And sometimes embracing it is sticky and not fun.
That's
and
awesome.
not great to hear. So if you can do it with a little bit of laughter and be like, well, oops.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it helps a little bit better. And I think vice versa. So I think it's been fun.
We're starting Feel Good Mondays from now on.
Feel Good Mondays. I don't know.
Yeah, come on, it works. Or we'll call it something else.
I guess we could.
Motivational
Yeah, feel
Monday.
good.
You're supposed to have like this thing.
Motivational
Mondays.
It was like Tahiti Tuesday was really how we were like, oh,
Mojo Mondays.
Mojo Monday.
Monday.
That's the one. Well, you guys have seen Office Space, the movie, right?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's next Friday.
Get your
is
mojo on.
Hawaiian Shirt Friday. I'm gonna burn the building down. Do a red stapler.
I have a red staple.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, they both got red
That'd be
staplers.
great. That'd be great.
Yeah. If you can go
Yeah,
ahead and show that red
that'd be
stapler,
great.
that'd be great.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to push your desk back against the wall. And here's a can of Raid while you're down there as well. Just go and get down
we have
there.
no
and just-
cake, Milton. I'm sorry. I just had a client yesterday. We sat there on the phone joking about that. I'm like, that's still the best movie ever.
We have a mutual friend named Josh in the industry that we do this all day long. At Travel Week, he showed up, and literally the first thing I said to him is, I asked for a pina colada. I asked for a Mai Tai, and I got a pina colada. I said, no salt, no salt. It was basically just gonna burn the resort down.
I got flair. I got flair.
Yes,
I got
yes,
flair. You don't have enough
yes.
flair. You don't have enough flair.
Lee, you've watched this movie, right?
I don't know
Office.
if I have, you guys. Mackenzie, have you
You know
seen me?
what? You're officially not gonna work here anymore.
I'm banned.
You're
Every movie
fired.
he brings
You're
up, I
fired.
haven't seen.
Well, okay, hang on. While Susan was talking about middle daughter, is it bad if all I could picture was the Brady Bunch and her going, Marsha, Marsha, Marsha?
Here's what's funny. I have a sister named Marcia. I totally do.
So Mackenzie, Mackenzie, you're basically Marsha. So middle daughter
Am I?
middle daughter's talking to mom, and mom's like, "Well, Mackenzie's doing this. Mackenzie."
Probably, actually.
She probably
Why do
was.
I-
She's
why do I get
totally
the
a middle
feeling-
daughter.
Why do I get the feeling our producer's going to use that one little piece right there as part of our reel?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to make you famous, Mackenzie. Here we go.
It's funny because Marcia and Mackenzie share a birthday.
Marsha and Mackenzie. All right.
Yeah, it's 'cause they're the oldest.
Is there a Brady anywhere in your family? Either a middle name or a first
No,
name?
but Marcia was totally Marcia, and my sister was Jan, and I was Cindy.
Oh, you are totally Cindy.
I'm totally the baby.
Mackenzie, do you know any of these people we're talking about right now?
From Facebook Reels, yeah.
Oh my God, you're
All
so
right.
young.
The next one you need to do is a Brady Bunch reel.
From
Find
Facebook
yourself
Reels.
a Mike Brady. Hell, I'll dress up as Alice. We'll make it work.
Crazy. That's just crazy. That's how we learned about Hawaii. Was on the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, exactly. With a little.
I was like, yes, the little monument or whatever he wore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I want to go to Honolulu. How awful! Like out of all the islands, no way. But yeah.
I always imagine when they left, Alice would be at home going, "What a bunch of beep."
I know. And who didn't want an Alice? I mean, somebody to clean and cook
man.
for you.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
You really had it made.
Yeah, I agree.
They did have it made.
I agree.
Alice.
So let's
But
talk.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
Hold on. Going back to Command K, we were watching the Brady Bunch. We were having to get up and walk to the TV and turn the channel to turn it on because even a remote control didn't exist.
You had those pressure buttons on that big thing, right? It was wired to push the toggle
We
switches.
got a remote control.
Maybe so, but there was only a few channels and you had rabbit ears. You know, you didn't have cable. Cable didn't even exist.
We had a remote control. My dad was in film. So we had a remote control in like 1976, but it had 4 buttons and one was orange. And then it was like, chung, 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 chung. That's how you could get to the next channel. But you had 4 channels. But yeah, you were like,
Yeah. So that's where our brains go when you tell us Command K. We're still trying to figure out how to change the channel on the TV.
I know.
Oh my God. TVs
Anyway.
today are very confusing. I'm too scared to use my mom's TV downstairs because I'm like, if I use the wrong remote, the whole thing is ruined.
I'm actually kind of good with the TV. I actually am the techie one of the family. But
So, wait, I'm the only one who heard her say command can go, another Mac user.
oh yeah,
Oh,
Meanwhile, I'm a
ASU, we're
PC guy.
smarter. Yeah,
No, Bill Gates didn't go to ASU. Neither did anybody from Google.
he didn't go to college.
He didn't go to U of A either. He was a Harvard
didn't.
dropout. A Harvard dropout's still better than I think. Well,
I
yeah,
know.
never mind.
My brother is in IT, and he absolutely hates Mac. We hear it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Her fiance hates Mac also. He talks about it all the time.
Yep, I'm with them. My favorite phrase from Android phones is "Droid does what I don't."
Okay.
It's awesome.
that's
Awesome.
funny.
Okay, so we're back to Command
But we
K.
look cooler.
Lee, you're a PC user though, so Command K won't work for you.
I am. That's why I didn't know. I'm going to give myself a little grace there because
Is it
I'm a
Control
PC
K?
user.
No.
Mackenzie's like,
Alt
I'll
K?
solve this for you.
Well, so what does Command K do on a
Control
Mac?
K.
Hyperlinks.
I don't know. I'll have to see. I know Control C and Control V and Control something.
I just slam my
I
fist
bet
into
you
the
it's
keyboard
control
and see if
because
it works.
ours is Command C, Command V.
Yeah.
So yours is probably control.
So it probably is. Yeah,
Control
it probably
K.
is.
I think just smash your hands on the keyboard, see what happens, Lee.
that's
Yeah.
what my mother does.
Okay.
And then she goes, I didn't touch it.
Yeah, okay. Let's go into what didn't you expect? What's something that you both have now seen? It's a successful, growing business. Didn't you expect?
How about you, Ken?
Being in travel.
Wow.
Because I heard it all growing. Hi, this is Susan with Terra Travel. How are you? And I just was like, oh, I couldn't imagine doing that. That's so boring. Although I had a little keyboard and stuff that I would play with downstairs and pretend to be working and stuff, when you're little. But no, I never saw myself being in travel, never had interest in it.
That you were like me.
So.
I didn't either.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I never saw myself liking it.
And then you love it now, clearly.
I don't see myself doing anything else. Yeah, no.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
All right. And Susan, what about you?
I am really surprised at how well we get along. And I know that sounds random.
No, it's, no.
We are together all day, every day, and we really don't get on each other's nerves.
Wait, McKenzie, is that true?
Yeah, that's true. I try to get on her nerves.
Yeah, we really don't. We work well together. We have moments where we try to every Monday kind of sit down. I would say one of the things I try to do is I'm a big paper person. And McKenzie is not. Shocking. And so I'm like, hey, how about we write things down? She's like, okay, I got my computer. I'm like, no.
Because it goes...
McKenzie, word.
It is the same on all of my devices. So if I leave my laptop there and I know, oh my God, I left all these notes about this client's trip on a notepad at my mom's, I don't have it. But if I'm working from home... I try to have
us where we don't have our computers on and we stare at each other and we kind of talk about what went well.
It's very romantic.
We turn, we look at each other, we try to talk about okay, what went well, what's difficult, what can we work on. We try to do that at least once a week and try to have a couple hours where we can really kind of review kind of what we can do and how to move forward and stuff like that. But I don't feel like we have moments. And I would say, out of a praise to you, McKenzie, when I have had moments where I've been like, okay, I will say to her, so I'm not your mom, I am your boss right now. And I haven't had to say those in a long time. It was a lot early on where I'm like, I'm going to have to tell you that and that was when I was, okay, I'm not going to cry.
She's like, don't cry. I'm like, I'm not. Fine.
Yeah. And I'll be like, I just have to have a moment with you. And that's a lot. I'll be honest. I had to notice she was hourly. And then when I took her off hourly and I made her salary, it was I had to notice that took away some of the stress from her. It was and I've said this in our industry, our industry is based around the independent contractor, the entrepreneur. While McKenzie is great at her job, her getting leads and having to create income is a real big stress for her. It's not as much for me. So I said, what if I took that away? What if I brought you back into, you're going to get paid, we're going to pay you well, but we're going to pay you well. And then if you hit a huge number, I'm going to give you a bonus. And she's like, wow. And I watched her shoulders go. And then I found that she accelerated because she was the relief of, oh, we're in a world where she is a great employee. And I went, I get the bonus of her, and I don't have to have the stress of, okay, your numbers are low, and I remember my dad, who's not with us, but that generation they invested in people for years. We're now in a generation of, you're 3 months in, oh, you're not performing, you're gone. And I was like, I don't want that. And not just because she's my daughter, but I don't want that in my business. I've worked too long to get better at my business. I feel like someone in this industry, it takes a long time. It's not complicated to be a travel advisor, but it's detailed and it takes a long time to learn it well.
Yeah.
Don't give up quickly. So what does it take to have somebody be in here that doesn't want to give up quickly? A lot of people need an income, and not to be like, it's going to be great. In a year from now, you're going to make a ton of money. Stick it out. Oh, guess what? They might quit. Oh, and they might cancel their trip. And you might not get paid. And I was like, that threat of it is really difficult for someone, where for me, that motivates me. I'm like, oh, bring it on. I can be the best. There's a competition out there that I haven't won. I want to know about it, and I'm going to beat it. I'm on. And she's like, I don't want to win anything. I'm like, oh, I do.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, she's like, I just want to be pretty. I have said this in the national spot too with some other owners, is that I think we are missing out on great people like McKenzie in the owner side of agencies, where we are so built around the competitive 1099 independent contractor And McKenzie is a great example of someone who is really good at her job, but needs the stability of an income. And how can we create that world where, and I just feel like I get the benefit of it right now, and I get the opportunity to have a part of it, but I don't think I would want to, like, it works really well for my personality, but doesn't work well for her. And yet we're both in the same industry, and our industry is built around you're an independent contractor. And so it's, so I've seen that, and I saw how that really helped McKenzie grow, and it's been really good for me. And so I think that's been the big surprise for me is, and then what happens is when she's relaxed and when she's learning, she gets to go to these conferences, and I get to watch her ask questions and learn and start to find her voice, which is what I want, instead of just following me.
And I think you hit a real key, because I think, in sometimes in a lot of industries, not just, real estate, travel, stock brokerage, retail financial services, they get so focused on limiting payroll, limiting exposure to payroll, so they can, for whatever, a variety of reasons. And the travel business is obviously not just cyclical, but it's also very temperamental, right? Something goes wrong in the country, a geopolitical issue, whatever the case. So I understand the reasoning, but I think you're spot on. You miss out on some really amazing talents, right? And talents that you want them to really be dialed in. You want them to love what they do. And that's the thing with travel is, you talk to most people, they love what they do, but they don't always love how they do it. Right? And that's the key. So, all right. Leigh, are you still stuck on Command K?
No, I'm good. It's resolved. I've got it. I'm good.
Okay. So let's talk about this real quick. What advice would you give for other mother, daughter, father, son, but generations working together? What's the one piece of advice that is just absolutely the most important thing? The one piece of advice that is a must. If they don't do this, they miss the boat.
What do you think, Ken?
Being able to separate the professional and the personal relationship, I think that's huge. If something doesn't go well at work and they're stressed, good question. I don't have an answer for that one off the top of my head. I don't know. I think it's a very much a self-awareness thing. You have to have good self-awareness and be able to have conversations and check in and just be like, hey, kind of like my mom did at the beginning. I wouldn't cry because, I felt scolded by my mom. I cry at everything. I'm a very sensitive person. I'm a baby. I cry at like little dog videos on TikTok and stuff. But being able to have those conversations, and if you have to have a hard conversation, frame it that way. Like, hey, this is totally separate. We'll go get lunch or something afterwards. Here's a hard conversation we have to have. So being able to keep it separate is good, because if my mom and I couldn't do that, I think when we first started working together, if we weren't able to do that, I probably would not have the relationship I have with her right now.
What about around the dinner table?
That's good.
Do you leave work at work? How are the conversations on the dinner table? Do they involve work? Do you draw boundaries? What about that?
We could probably be better about not talking about work, but we talk about things we're excited about with work.
Yeah.
So yeah,
sometimes it comes over. We try to shut the door here and leave. We work from home, but we end up talking about it.
Yeah.
And her fiance and my husband are kind of used to it. They're both introverts, shockingly. So they're probably like, blah, 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 blah. They're talking about travel again.
Yeah. They're like, do you realize it's dinner time?
Yeah.
Can you come downstairs?
Till 10 o'clock at night, and my husband will come in and go, we're done. I'm like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize it was 7 or something. So trying to learn those boundaries. I think I would say the big advice also kind of goes along with that, but like learning to laugh goes along with laughing at yourself and appreciating the other person, so that, when I started, I think there's an arrogant side in me that was like, I'm running a successful business. You're just going to kind of follow along, and here it is. And I've tried to unpackage that and go, what is McKenzie bringing to the table? How do we incorporate that? What does it look like? And it goes back to kind of what you just said, is we take, us investing in people takes money and time. Like, it's not like, you put money and time out there. You can't, you don't get either of those back, you think. Right. And it's like, no, you do. You do get them back. And so I keep telling McKenzie, I'm like, this is long term. If you were like, hey, I only want to be here for 6 months, that'd be totally different. That was my other daughter. She just needed an in-between job.
Marsha.
Yeah. She just needed that in between job. But this is long term, and so I'm like, okay, how do we laugh? How do we sit down? How do I learn what she likes? And and she likes things that I don't like, and that's okay. And
So what's the one piece of advice as somebody who's the entrepreneur, who's the original entrepreneur? Because my father had the same challenges, right? I mean, it was how do you let go? And I tell people the second generation of businesses all the time. Taking over and earning the entrepreneur's trust are two very different things, and they're not exclusive to each other. So, with that, I mean, what's the one piece of advice you would give to somebody who's bringing their child into the business?
Well, I think preparation for me has been good. So trying to prep Mackenzie well, and then letting her fail well. And I've let her fail well. She's had to make very uncomfortable phone calls. She's had to pay for some things that have been her mistakes, and letting her fail well, because I said, you're going to learn from those, and that's uncomfortable. As a mom, you want to protect her. As a boss, I want to rescue her. As an owner, I don't want my reputation to be, and then I'm like, it's okay, and go, we're looking at the future. I don't know what it looks like down the road. I also think that's the big thing is right now I'm really trying. When we joke about me not retiring, I'd love to retire someday, but I do love my job. I think it has changed so much, and I didn't think it was going to when she first started, because I was like, well, I don't think this will ever change because I don't know what else I would do. And now our industry has changed, but our model has changed between what we do and who we work with and stuff like that. But I think it's also trying to go, okay, what does Mackenzie's participation and how does that look like looks a little bit different, and me letting her figure that out and me keeping my mouth shut. I mean, there are times when I literally have written on a piece of paper, be quiet, while I'm listening to her going, because she's not doing it the way I'm doing it.
Mackenzie would just type something on the screen saying, stop wasting paper.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's probably what she was
Charge
saying.
a fee.
Well, this has been amazing. This has been absolutely incredible. It's so many similarities, right? In terms of second generations and whatnot. I'm in the place where I was handed the reins to the company over a Christmas party where I didn't even know it was coming.
Wow.
It was the end of 2007, and it was a Christmas party, and my father says, Ashish is going to be taking over. And I kind of looked at him and went, what?
Wow.
And it was a year, not even a year, basically 11 months before the greatest economic collapse since the Great Depression. So I looked over, I'm like, yeah, thanks, Dad, appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, to your point about failing hard, yeah. I proudly talk about the fact that, that I managed a second generation company through that collapse, through Ebola in Africa, through the pandemic, with some amazing people that I work with. And it's part of that, and I really appreciated the fact that my parents never came up and said, don't worry, I'm here. They just stopped and said, okay. My father would always say, you're giving up way too easily. You need to see this through. You're giving up too easily. A lot of my grit, all my grit, I got from him and my mother, right? I got from both of them, right? And I think that's what's happening here as well. Is Mackenzie is because I remember meeting Mackenzie when she first joined, I think, right around there. And then just seeing, just hearing your stories and whatnot, I think I knew it was a good idea to have you guys on here. I loved having you guys on here. This was a lot of fun.
I really appreciate it. I wish I could have met your dad, and it's an honor, despite your college education. But it's really an honor to know you and to see what you have done with the business, and to know what you stand for, and that what you stand for is that's huge, because you're not really just standing over here saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. You're actually doing it, which is really, really amazing. And I love that in our industry, because there are a lot of people that blow smoke and don't do that. And so it's really, really amazing to see that.
I appreciate it. And actually, I met Leigh I didn't meet her, but I got close to her during the pandemic. And that's the same thing. It's what you just said. What drew me into Leigh was I just loved everything she stood for.
That's awesome.
So that's why, it's basically there. And I'm even better now that she doesn't know what Command K is. I'm even happier now.
Even
That's
better.
Even
Well, it's because you
better.
guys have PCs. It's really
Yeah.
difficult when you have old computers that don't work well.
Yeah, right.
When you come over to the dark side and become cool like us, we'll help you.
I'll wear a Sun Devil outfit before I come over to the dark side. It's just not gonna
I'm gonna
happen.
send you one. I'll send you a hat.
I need a new mitt to wash my car. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you guys so much. This was so much fun. It's always a joy. And Leigh, it's been a joy to get to know you. I hope I get to meet you in person someday.
Absolutely. And thanks again, everybody. And don't forget to hit the
Don't
forget
everybody when we get to see, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah,
Happy
and everybody,
Friday.
don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button wherever you listen to it. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, whatever channel you listen to. We're growing by leaps and bounds, and I'm glad our world got to meet the two of you. So we're going to sign off here. And don't forget, everybody, what you heard on this podcast. If you want to make a difference, and if you want to actually stand for something powerful, then fail hard, fail fast, and then get up and try again. Take care, everybody.
Love it.
Thank you for listening to The Sustainable Voice. If you have a success story of your own, please reach out and share it with us. We'd love to hear from you. See you next time.